Welcome back to Lesscashmoremash. My name's Tom.
And I'm Mike.
And today, Mystery Mash Monday. What do we do for Mystery Mash Monday? This is the day I unleash my wife on the many, many bottles that we have unopened on the other side of the room. We try to guess type, we try to guess price, we try to guess proof. We try whether we think it's finished or not, and ultimately give it a grade before we even know what it is. It's in a bucket over here with a cut top on it. So we get right into it. Again, we have all types over there, and there's still plenty of bottles. It seems to
I don't
multiply every time.
I don't think she gave us them all.
No. Yeah,
that was why I was cracking up. So.
As a funny joke, why he's giggling to himself. Much like married people do, we were arguing, and she's like, "Oh, I might have had to just pour you a little Malort as our sample because I bought it way back when one of you guys suggested it as a punishment because our Blind Fight Fridays used to be a game me against Mike, but one of these days she will be giving it to me. I can already know that. I really thought it was going to be today, though.
That's why I was chuckling in the introduction because I was like, "Yeah, it can't be that one. It's not that bad of a nose."
Ooh. That's different.
Not outrageous. Different.
I had a different flavor right at the end. It wasn't overly hot. This is my first sip of the day. And it didn't really bring...
it seems to stick around, though.
Yeah, but it didn't, blast me in the face, hot. You know what I mean? It might have a little proof to it, but it wasn't... I didn't think it was that hot.
Yeah, we're not under 100, I don't believe.
I think we're around that. I don't think we're that far off.
I
did too because I wasn't sure. Some of the ones we have over there, we don't have no hazmat over there, but some of them are hot.
It definitely sticks around when you swish it.
Yeah, I might have to readjust my thinking on that one.
Quite a bit.
I took a tiny baby sip.
I think we're all of it. We're at least we're not as close to 100 or below, like you were just saying.
That was tasty. That was tasty though,
and it sticks around.
That final taste right before I swallow. There's a different flavor in it. I'm not really sure where I'm at yet.
I'm thinking. I'm thinking we're definitely in bourbon land. It might be bourbon.
I'm not that far off.
It might be bourbon land with a high rye.
I'm leaning towards both of those actually, but
or there's a pretty good proof. It has a pretty decent finish.
It does. When I was rolling it on my tongue the first time, I'm like, "Is this breaking?" But it's not. It's not.
I don't get that. I wish I kind of could, because then it would change.
Yeah, it starts to. It almost starts to, but then, right when I swallow it, almost brings me. I'm wondering if this is finished in something. It almost brings me a different flavor. I see it. I still don't think it's that hot, though. I really don't. It does have a decent viscosity. It does have a good flavor. As I'm rolling it on my tongue, though, it almost... And lately I've been getting that weird, it almost brings me where I'm getting that wheat flavor. Like that, you know what I mean? Or it could be the rye. I'm tasting a grain. Let's put it that way. Last time I attribute it in my head like it's a wheat, but it could be the rye taste that I'm actually getting.
I'm thinking we're up there in rye because it definitely gives you a pretty good orgeat effect.
Yeah.
There's a pretty good numbness that way. It doesn't so much hit you heavy in my throat. But it sticks on your tongue. I don't think we're finished, though.
Well, I get the Pop Rocky. You say the Oreo.
It has yet my tongue is still somewhat numb.
No, it has it. No, it's there, too. Once the Pop Rocky leaves, I get that Oreo smell taste.
Yeah.
But I like this. I'm just trying to give. I'm leaning towards bourbon, but I'm wondering if there's a chance that this is a rye. Because I would agree with you. I think it's like a high rye bourbon because I am getting that. And I'm like, am I getting a coolant sensation?
We have had
because of the
some of the ryes that did not have a nose.
No.
There's no mint.
No.
I'm going to lean towards a
And
high
sometimes
rye.
they take the second glass before they start coming in with that.
True. Especially,
I told you there was just that
Elijah
little,
and
a
some
little,
of those. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm not
little
getting that,
difference
though.
in the taste on the end. Nothing I don't like about it. Let me
No.
see on proof. I don't think we're super high in proof though. I don't. Because of the way it reacts, it stays and it's there, but I think that's a rye spice that's giving me that peppery little kick. I really don't think I wouldn't go over. I think if anything, I'm at like a maybe 107. I don't think I want to go up higher than that.
I was actually, well, because I know a lot of them were 108, so I was
Mhm.
kind of there. I don't think we're down by the 100. I think we're over that.
I'm leaning more towards that than going up to like 114.
No, I don't.
You know
I
what I
agree
mean?
with you there. I don't think we're that hot,
Yeah.
but I think it is a high rye bourbon. I don't think we're finished. I'm not disappointed in it.
This could be a rye too, though.
I'm not getting that smell though.
No, I think I'm getting a taste right at the end, and that's why I'm kind of stalling. I may change it. I agree with your finished, but I don't agree with your finished because of there's that secondary taste that I'm getting, and I don't know what it is. Like I can't pinpoint it. Right before I swallow it, it's coming, and a lot of times rye does that, where it turns into like a cooling sensation, and I think that's what I'm getting. That's what might make me lean just to play opposite of you, like maybe go to a rye instead of a bourbon. But if it's not, like I would think it'd be like a low rye or a high rye bourbon. I don't think we're at like 95.5 or anything like that. Like you're not getting
We
that.
did have a couple that were deceiving though.
Mm-hmm.
Would that fall into it? I don't know. I'm not getting any hint of like a full on rye though. But we've said that in reviews right in the beginning, and it did come back later when we went back to it. It did start to break.
I think
a
I'm
little
getting the cooling sensation. I think this is a rye. I'm going to switch mine. You could stay where you are if you want, or it doesn't matter. But right before I swallow, I told you I kept getting a different taste. I think we're drinking a rye. I'm not getting any malted because I know we got some malted ryes over there. I know we got at least one. I want to get it out probably tomorrow because I want to do a malted rye.
crash down.
Sunday fun day, yeah. But I'm gonna go rye, and I'm gonna go unfinished, and I am gonna go. I still like that. I don't think it. I think I'm getting a rye spice. I think we're downwards of 100 though. I don't think it's that much more.
I don't know. I'm going to stick to my 108,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think we're finished. I'm going to stay.
I'm gonna go to 100
with bourbon
because that's
and
more
then
common than that. I mean, I was at 107, so
101.
we'll go totally opposite you. I think it might be the rye spice that's doing it. What do you think, price wise? If you just drank this, where would you like this?
I'd almost put this. I'd be content to be in the Elijah Lashley ballpark numbers.
Yeah, like
69, 79, somewhere in
in
there.
that range.
I know
I
they
was going
keep
to say
jumping up.
70, 80, yeah,
Probably
depending
80
on
this
where
year.
you are.
But
This year it'll be 140.
with the new tariff,
They should be out too. It's January. Steve hasn't seen them yet. I haven't seen them yet, but
Tarek said nothing.
no. So, I agree with that. Actually, I anywhere like 79 or below, I think I would be comfortable with this. This is very tasty. I don't think it's bringing a ton of proof, but sometimes you just don't want a ton of proof. Sometimes you just want the flavor, and I think it brings a ton of flavor. It's just not bring.
It's not
if
crazy
this
different
is,
notes either. But it's still tasty.
No, if this is hotter than we think it is, then they did a great job because it's not burning you up in your mouth. It's giving you like a burst of flavor, and it's hanging on.
It's now that we're talking, it is settling in my throat a little bit. So I'm not just. I'm gonna be happy with the 108.
Mm-hmm.
It might even be a little higher, but
kudos to them if it is, because I'm way low. I'm more towards 100 on mine.
What are you thinking for a grade?
That's tough to do when you don't even know what you're actually drinking, because we're torn between a bourbon and a rye. But honestly, in this one, I think the only thing that might hurt it would be the proof. I think it brings a bunch of flavor. It doesn't have that crazy wave, but I'm like A minus, B plus. Just because I think it tastes very good. Mm-hmm. I think it has a good nose. It has a good finish. It has a good flavor. It's not it doesn't drink hot. You know what I mean?
No, it doesn't drink hot. It does have a good hang time. I'm with you, B plus, A minus. It's.
Let me take one more sip and we'll figure out which one.
I guess the downfall would be if this is a $160 bottle, then I'd stick to the B plus.
Well, yeah, but we
I
don't
know
have
we-
to factor that in. But
I know.
it's got a nice little caramel nose
It,
coming
it
on
is.
now.
It is. That's why I'm
Yeah.
totally. I hear where you're going with the rye, but
Mhm.
it's not. It hasn't changed, and that's why I
Again,
drank the
this
rest of
could
this
very
just
well
to
be
see.
like a high rye bourbon too. So, well, let's
What you
see
got to
where
decide?
I like
Straight
the
B
A.
plus, A minus.
I like
Okay.
the A. I mean, there's nothing I don't like about it.
No,
I don't
I'm
think
with
it's
you.
top tier, but it's definitely with
It's
in
worth a
the-
try.
in
And,
the good
actually,
ones.
if this ends up being a $40 bottle, then that's definitely a plus.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah.
This would be a barrel. So, all right. Let me find the.
I don't think that's that old.
I don't know. Let me find my notes. I'll be back in a minute. All right, so we are back. In this one, we're going to get right into the particulars on this one because there's a lot of particulars. This one happens to Barrell Bourbon Cask Finish Series, Mizunara. It comes in at 116.42 proof. This faked me out because this does not drink like that at all. So it is, in theory, it's a 6-year whiskey. It's also then finished again. Well, it's finished for 1.5 years in the Mizunara barrel. We got it for $79.99. This happens to be edition number 1 out of one we got. So it is a limited edition bottle. It is bottled by Barrel Craft Spirits. It is distilled out of Kentucky, Indiana, and Tennessee, and Barrel Craft Spirits is out of Louisville, Kentucky. So the derived mash bill of this is 76% corn, 20% rye, 4% malted barley. So in the blend itself, there's a 6, 7, and 9-year Indiana bourbon, an 8-year Kentucky bourbon, and an 8 and a 14-year Tennessee bourbon. And it is the first cask finish series of 2024, and it was toasted in used barrels. So that is the.
I'm actually now that you just did that, and I was sipping while you. I'm kind of glad we went the A minus because it's pretty tasty, and those really come in now, and it fell right into our price range. We were
100%.
hoping.
Yep.
So it's not crazy. It's just got. I missed the whole finished.
Well, yeah, I forget what one we just did that had a Mizunara finish and stuff like that. Again, we haven't done a lot of them, and it's not a wood like, say, Ambarana that really distinctly changes the flavor and stuff. It must be something
I
that's
tend
given
to
us.
not go to that vibe either. We did that
Every
one.
once in a while, I have a couple of them.
I know,
So
but
every once in
it
a
comes because I'll get the emails from Yankee, and it's
while.
like, we got our new, and it's like, oh, do I want more cereal? So
I don't mind it when you know what it is. I mean, this is super tasty. It really is. Actually, it did get better in a glass.
no,
It took me a little while to
did.
find this in my notes, and but this is actually very good.
And it's again, you get a sparkle, but it doesn't crush you. This for 116 or whatever you just said, it is. We're a little off on
Well,
that.
no,
too.
and you know what the funny thing is it's drinking like it's more like you're getting a high rye. You know, it's getting that peppery and that pop, but it's the proof that's actually doing that peppery.
It's a
and the
con.
pop
I mean,
rocket.
it's
But
not a huge amount of rye, but it's got it in there. So
I specifically said it's not drinking like 114. I'm more apt to go towards 10. You know, I said
I know.
107, but then I went down to 100. It drinks soft as soap. This is very good.
it is. very good.
I think it was Glenn that actually sent in a sample of this, and I was like,
I
"Ooh!"
want to say you might be right.
I said, I actually have that in there." But again, it's been sitting over there for a while now. We started off. I was very negative on Barrel because not only that, around us, you got to be careful. I mean, $79.99, that's right in the sweet spot. But
It
how
is.
many of these do you see behind glass for like 150 and up? You know what I mean? So
Yes, and it's safe, especially this one because it says limited edition too. So
right, they
Like,
had them.
whoop.
So when we were first finding them, especially when I kept going to Connecticut, I was like, I'm not paying that for that. You know what I mean? There's
we
some
didn't know
that were
much
out there.
about it, and then Dovetail really shit on your
And then,
parades.
right when I tried Dovetail, I just did that. That was just not good for me. All the other ones we've had by them, it just keeps getting better. Because it was funny because I wasn't really getting a fruit nose when we did it, and now it's opening up. It's changing in the
And
glass.
it says spices, which that would tribute to the rye as well. But and then also remember I said it said coconut in there. I'm still not getting any.
Oh,
kind
on the back of the barrel.
Yeah.
No, I only got literally coconut that one time, and that was on a Japanese whiskey. Remember, and it was the youngest one. And I'm like, I've never got that flavor profile ever. And then we tried the older ones because we were at a tasting, and then we as we went up, we were at Marty's, and then we went up and then I was like, I want the cheap one because that one had the most flavor. It was like the best tasting one.
Actually,
It was because it had the coconut. I've never had that in any taste that I ever did.
that was actually not a bad time.
Mm-mm.
That was pretty good.
Mhm.
Just go hang out in the parking lot and
And
do
drink.
samples and get stickers and whatever else.
it still brings off that. I'm still leaning towards that. This brings off that rye vibe to me. Right before you swallow, I get that cooling sensation.
It's still the same for me, and that's why I'm glad I didn't, because you can sometimes tweak someone's.
No, I understand.
You know what I mean? I'm like, am I getting that mint? And I wasn't getting the mint, and I'm still not. So
I think it was Glenn. If you sent this in, let me know if you get that. Like right before you swallow, you get like it. That's what made me start leaning towards. I said it was either high rye bourbon or it's not even really derived. It's 20%. Still got a decent amount of rye in it for a bourbon, but it just. I mean, it's super flavorful. It does have a good finish. I agree. I like my A- just because of the fact that it just keeps getting better in the glass. You know what I mean?
It's definitely.
I think this will hold its own when we throw it in a blind.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Because the more it sits in the glass, the better it just keeps going. And I'm starting to get a hint of a fruit in the front. The caramel is like doubled in strength, though. It is way more. I said that right before we finished. I'm like, I'm starting to get a caramel now, which I didn't get when we first cracked the bottle.
It took a little while for it to kick in.
Yeah.
And then it did take you a while to find it. So with that and reading, the only suck part is they put an orange label on orange friggin' bourbon and print the thing.
Yeah, that's just they don't want you to read that. You know what I mean? Let's make it as difficult as possible.
Well, it's pretty difficult.
Yeah. So
once we break out the magnifying glass for that writing.
This one's a good one. She did a good job picking this one. So, well, there you go. That's Mystery Mash Monday. Again, if you guys have seen this, leave a comment down below. It does say limited edition. We found this one a long time ago, though. I've had this one, and we got it here in Mass. So I forget when I bought this. It's been sitting in the sack for a long time over there. But again, leave a comment down below if you've tried it. You can let us know how close we were on your tasting notes compared to when you drove it. But this just keeps getting better.
It's very good.
Can't wait to throw this one in a blind against something because
I think it's going to hold its own.
I think it will too. So there you go. That's Mystery Mash Monday. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Spend less, drink more. Cheers.